Hello, my name is Bianca. How can I help you today?
Hi, Bianca. I need help analyzing the latest market trends.
Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I built this solution for a daycare. It's an AI voice agent. You may have heard of it already, and if you haven't, I will go into the basics of what that means and what it is. And openings, can I schedule a tour, or think about a play care centre or a creche. People are calling in to find out if there's any availability in terms of slots, but your staff is too busy with kids, of course, because they need a lot of attention needs to be given to kids, because you know what they're like. I have two of my own, one 3-year-old and one that I just given birth to. And so I know what that's like. And so really the staff can't always get to the phone, and that means missed opportunities and frustrated parents. So what if you could have a perfect 24/7 assistant who answers your every call, knows every answer, and can even book tours for you right in your calendar? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you from zero to building your very first voice AI agent specifically for daycares, because that is what I have just currently sold to a client. And this is just me documenting my journey on how I am building solutions for small businesses and for myself as well. And I hope that as I'm documenting my journey, that it could potentially help someone else as well. So what we're going to do is set up the basic agent. Then we're going to give it also a knowledge base so it can answer specific questions about a daycare or have a use case example. Then we're also going to give it tools so it can check a live calendar for tour availability. And then finally, we'll automate a report for every call so you get a log of every lead. And what we're going to be using is two amazing beginner-friendly platforms. One is Vapi, as you can see here, for building the voice agent, and then N8 for the automation. This is stuff that can actually change a small business. So let's not waste any time and let's get straight into it. So what is a voice agent anyway? So let's start with the platform. So Vapi is a platform that lets you build, test and deploy voice AI agents fast, no code, super simple. I'm just logging into my Vapi account here. And with a voice agent, basically it's like a chatbot with a voice. And instead of typing, you talk to it for having an actual conversation. And I'm just going to write this out for you. So I'll be switching between screens. So at its core is 3 simple components. So speech to text. So it hears what you say and then it turns it into text. And then the LLM, which stands for the large language model, is essentially like the brain, like ChatGPT or Anthropic Claude. And then it takes the text and it thinks about how to respond. Then we have text to speech. And then we have text to speech. So then that text turns it back into like a natural sounding voice. Let me give you a quick example. I'm going to call this assistant, and I just hope that the output comes through the microphone.
Hello, this is Laura from Playcare Romford. How can I help you today?
Hi Laura, I was hoping to find out a bit more about your services.
Okay, thanks for asking. Is this about nursery places, stay and play, or a party booking?
It's about a party booking.
Great. And is this party booking for your own child or someone else?
I'm going to end the call. I'm going to call back later, Laura, sorry.
No worries at all. Whenever you're ready, just give us a ring. Thanks for contacting and Care Romford. Have a lovely day.
Bye. So that was just an example, and as you can see, the call transcript is on the right hand side here, but that's what I mean by it will talk to you as a natural sounding voice. Now we'll go into how do you set up the voice, such as configuring the voice here, but let's take it step by step and actually go to how do you even get to this point. So what I'll do is sign up with a different account. So just Google Vapi AI. It says sign up. I'm just showing you what you would need to do. The easiest thing to do would just be to use an existing account that you have. So Google, GitHub or Discord, or use an email address if you don't have any of the 3. So I have a Google, so I will just use this because I haven't used that before. Sign in. Okay, so now what you've seen here is a dashboard. Now, focusing on what I have built, so the anatomy of our daycare agent. And so for any build, you would want to think about a few main parts. The first is the model, so the brain. So we'll use something, fast and smart like OpenAI's GPT-4 Mini. Then we need the system prompt, which will be the playbook. So that's really me instructing the agent on how it should answer questions. And then we have the tools, and that's where things really get cool. That's the tools allows you to essentially do things. It will allow the agent to do things. And in our case, we also need to check the calendar to book an appointment. So I'm going to write that out on screen to make sure we are all on the same page. So I said we'll use the model, the system prompts, which is a playbook, which is the most important part. And that's essentially the script that we give the AI. We'll say, you are Bob, you're an assistant at this daycare, and your goal is to answer parents' questions to help book a tour. So that's instructing the agent on how to act. Then the voice, we'll need to pick a voice of our preference. For this one, it would have to be something, warm, professional, friendly, but there's so many options that you can pick from. And then the tools, again, I'll go into more detail, I'll show you that. And then we'll need to also incorporate the calendar. So back to this dashboard. Here it has, the number of calls, average duration, what's the cost of each call. If we just go straight into the assistant, so this is an example assistant that has been provided by Vapi. So I think we've had enough theory, so let's just actually start building. When you first sign up, you'll get some credits to play with. So 10 credits here. I'm just circling that here on the bottom left-hand side. And that is awesome for testing. So I know dashboards can be overwhelming, but what we're going to do is just focus on two things for now. So that's the assistants and the tools. That's all we're going to focus on for now. Assistants is where we can essentially create and manage our voice agent. And the tools is where we'll be able to set up the calendar and allow the agent to pull on specific knowledge about the business. So let's click on Create Assistant. So we create assistant, it says new assistant. This can be adjusted at any time after creation. So let's name the assistant Sunny. And Vapi gives us a few templates. You can have customer support specialist, lead qualification specialist, appointment scheduler, info collector. So let's click on customer support specialist. You can also click on blank template, and that's what I've chosen for my actual build. But for the purpose of this, I'm just going to click on customer support. Then you click create assistant. So this is great because it pre-fills a lot of stuff for us. So let's look at the model section. Now the model, you can see the provider has OpenAI here. You can pick for a number of different ones. But for the purpose of this, I believe OpenAI will be sufficient. And then we have cluster. Now take special attention to the fact that based on the model, it has different cost. You can see here 0.8, 0.2, 0.1. A lot of people tend to go for 4.1 mini or 4.1, but you will need to, it needs to be an iterative process. You need to test it to see which one works best for your use case. So I've just selected 4.1 mini. This first message mode, so which essentially means it's the voice agent that will speak first. And it says here, if you just hover over this, it says control how the assistant handles the first message. Assistant speaks first, use the first message immediately, or assistant waits for user, or wait for user to speak first. Model generated, assistant speaks first with a message generated by the model. Then we have the first message here. It says, hi, this is Alex from Tech Solutions Customer Support. How can I help you today? Well, we don't want it to say Alex because remember we have named this Sunny. So I'm going to change that to Sunny. And the name of this daycare, what did we call it? Little Sprouts Academy. That's it. So what we'll say is, hi, thank you for calling Little Sprouts Academy. So when I click to talk to the assistant, that's the first thing that the assistant will say. Then we have the identity and purpose within the system prompt. So this essentially can be, the system prompt can be configured to tell the agent who it is, what it's from, what's its personality, and any further instructions. So remember when I spoke about the brain, this is the agent's brain. This template gives us a great starting point, but considering it's for tech solutions, I'm going to do a quick find and replace and then change every tech solution to Little Sprouts Academy. And now I'm going to pause and then come back. I'm actually using chat to do this, so you can see this real time. Okay, so I'm just changing, go into chat. So please change anywhere you see tech solutions, which is Sprouts Academy. Voice agent bill for a daycare. Okay, now how do we make it answer our questions, like our tuition and hours? So before we do that, let me just copy this out. So if I did a quick skim, you would see that that has been changed. And again, if it was for an actual customer, I would make it a lot more tailored for the purpose of the client that I'm serving. This is just to illustrate that you can change the system prompt based on your use case. Okay, so I've created a simple super text document called daycare info, and this is it here. So what I'm just going to quickly do is save this. Okay, so now watch how easy this is. In Vapi, on the left, click more, you go to files, you choose your file, and there you go. Boom, upload it. Then you need to go back to so that's been uploaded, then go back to your assistant. Then you want to go down and scroll past to the file section, and then you would see that it's been included here. Daycare info, you want to click it to make sure that it gets used during conversation. And then what I'm going to do is click publish, assistant publish successfully. And that's it. Our agent now has a knowledge base. Now let's test it. I'm going to click talk to the assistant right here in the dashboard. And then I want to see if it says, hi, thank you for calling Little Sprouts Academy.
Hi, thank you for calling Little Sprouts Academy. This is Sunny. How can I help you today?
But now let's take it to the next level. What about booking that tour? Before we get into that, just want to quickly highlight the tokens. So for the maximum tokens, here, this is a way for you to almost limit, have some control over the response the AI voice agent provides per question. So the max here by default is 250, and I might want to then change that to 200 to reduce it. So that's a way to limit and manage your tokens. And then the temperature, the lower it is means it will be more strict and it will stick to the script. The higher means it will be more random. As you see here, it says you'll get more random outputs. Now the voice, I didn't touch the voice at all. The voice you're hearing, it comes with Vapi, but you can choose from a number of different voices here. 11 Labs, I currently have an account with them. They tend to have a number of good ones where you can also design the voice. So you can go to 11 Labs and actually, let me bring that up. You can actually go to 11 Labs and also design your voice. So you can do voice design here and describe the voice that you want. So if it was me, I would go to chat and probably say, I have a customer service assistant or a daycare assistant. Please provide a prompt to design a voice, pull that from chat and then put it into here. And then it would generate a voice. Okay, and so this is an example of one of the voices that you could use.
Hi there. Thanks so much for calling Blossom Tree Nursery. My name's Chloe. How can I help you today? Oh, absolutely. We'd love to tell you more about our programs. We focus on a really nurturing environment, making sure all the little ones feel right at home. Do you have any specific questions, or would you like me to walk you through everything?
So that's the voice. Now we're on to tools. Say, for example, someone wanted to book an appointment at 10 a.m. and that's already booked. What we need is for our agent to have the ability to check the calendar. And this is where tools come in. So on the left-hand side, here you will see tools. If you click on it, you would probably have nothing on your screen. But what you can see here is I already have a check tour availability and book tour. So these tools, the first one is allowing the agent to have the capabilities to check the calendar, and then the second one is providing the capability to actually book a tool. How would you create that? You would simply just click on create tool. You'll go to Google Calendar and then click check availability. And it says success, your tool has been successfully created. Then you can rename this. I currently renamed it check tool availability. And then you would describe in a few sentences what this tool does. The metadata you'd put in your Gmail that connects to your Google Calendar. And in the time zone, for me, it was Europe, London. But for you, if it's New York, America, New York, then you can put that whatever your time zone is. And then the messages bit is if you want it to say a particular thing when it should use this tool, then you can click custom and it can say, here it says, please hold on. But you could say something like, give me a second to check. And the agent will say that at the point that it's calling on the Google Calendar check availability tool. I'm just going to delete this because I don't want to duplicate what I've done already. Tool was deleted successfully. Amazing. And similarly, for the book tour, you would do the same thing. You go to create calendar, Google, and it will be create event because you want the agent to be able to create a calendar event. Now, one thing to note is you need to make sure in your prompt that you're referring to these tools in this exact way. So if I go to the assistant, and if I'm just going to search the tools section here, so it says you have two tools, check tour availability and book tour. Do you see that this is book tour is exactly the same so as this book underscore tour. Same with the check tour availability. It has to be exactly the same. So we can test this to make sure, now that we have the tools, let's just quickly test it will book an appointment for us. So let me first open my calendar. Okay, so it's free. So let's just quickly try this.
Hi, thank you for calling Little Sprouts Academy. This is Sunny. How can I help you today?
Hi, Sunny. I would like to make an appointment for next week, Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Okay, let me check if that time slot is available for next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Hang tight for a moment. Great news, next Tuesday at 3 p.m. is available for scheduling. Would you like me to go ahead and book that time for you?
Yes, please.
Perfect. Before I book it, I'll need your full name, email address, and phone number. Could you share those details with me?
Sure, it's hannah@example.com.
Thanks, Hannah. Can you please provide your full name as well as your phone number?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, my full name is Hannah Smith, but the email, I want to change that to bself01@gmail.com.
Got it. So your full name is Hannah Smith, and the email to use is bself01@gmail.com. Could you also share your phone number, please?
Yeah, but I want to make sure you got the email right. It's BEESELF01@gmail.com.
Thank you for clarifying. So the email is bself01@gmail.com, correct?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Now I'll need your phone number to complete the booking.
Phone number 079-123-45678.
Thanks, Hannah. Just to confirm, your phone number is 0.
I'm so sorry, I have to go now. Yeah, that's all. Thanks, bye.
Your tour is successfully booked for next Tuesday, November 7th.
Okay, let's see if we booked it. Before we see if we booked it, I just want to show that it shows you here that it was so check tour availability tool was called upon, and this is the start and end time. So I'm going to have to go back in my calendar to 2023 to see if it booked it. Okay, so we can see it says choose for Hannah Smith, beeself@gmail.com. So that successfully worked. use the end of call report. For example, this is for a nursery, as I explained at the beginning, nursery manager to have some information. And I mentioned that I use N8N to do the automations. So I'm going to go to Google Sheet. Now this webhook, essentially what this means is when N8N, it will capture the end of call report so that we can use that information to do whatever it is that we want to do. Now if I go back to Vapi, think about the scenario is, so how do we keep track of calls? So what if someone calls and asks questions but doesn't book? It's still a warm lead. And again, this is where N8N comes in. So we want to log every call with a summary into Google Sheets. Now I have my Google Sheets already set and I can show you that shortly, but let's stay in Vapi for now. So in our Sunny Assistant settings, we're going to go to the analysis tab. This is so cool. So we can have the AI summarize the call for us. So I'm going to click on structured data here and I'm going to give it a prompt. And it will say, you will be given a transcript for information. Just write in a. And then so now I'm going to add the properties that I want to extract. So when I say properties, I mean data elements, the bits of information that I want it to pull for me. So it will be parent underscore name. That's my favorite, right? So we have parent name, or actually I'm going to say caller name, and it's a string, and you can mark it as required if needed. Then you add a description, but let me just quickly. So the name of the person calling to book. Inquiry type, the nature of service, type of the call, request, import again, call summary. So anything you actually refer to usually within here is what you'd want to pull out. Then you click the advanced tab and then you scroll down to messaging. Now this is where Vapi can send all of this data that we just spoke on and that we just typed out. At the end of the call, it would ask for the server URL, and this is the address we're sending the data to. So we get this from N8N. So remember I spoke about the webhook? How you'll get here is you'll click plus, you'll search webhook, click on webhook there, and really it's just two things that you need to do. And webhook is really just a URL that listens for data. Now you're going to change the HTTP method to post because Vapi is posting data to us. And then you see this test URL. You're just going to click to copy it, and that's copied here, and that's it for now. And then you go back to Vapi, then remember the messaging here, the server settings, you'll just click and paste there, so Control V, and literally that's it. Now when it comes to the server piece, you don't want to overload your server, so I'm going to unclick all of this, and all I really am interested in now for the purpose of this video is the end of call report, and that is here, end of call report. And then now we can hit publish. So then if we run a quick call, what would happen is at the end of the call, because I've already done this, I was going to walk you through and explain it. At the end of the call, information would have to click execute workflow here because it's in test mode, whereas if it wasn't in test mode, this would over here on the top right would be active. So I'm just going to click in here, and what would happen is information will get sent here. So this was a previous call that I had run, and I called up to inquire about nursery places for someone else's child, and as you can see, that's what it says here. The agent confirmed that yes, they offer for this age bracket, but I ended the call before it could go any further, and it says here the call ended. I offered to take the details for the nursery manager to follow up regarding availability and registration. And then again, once that information came through, and I've pinned this data just for the purpose of demonstration, I would want to then send this information to the Google Sheets node. How did I get this? I'm just going to recreate it here on the right hand side so that you can see. So this is already done, and I'm about to do another one. You click on plus here and search Google Sheets. It'll be append row in Sheets, and it's Google Sheets, Sheets within the document, append row from a list. You would have to click the sheets you want it to link to. Here you'll need to make sure your Google Sheets credentials is connected, so that's making sure that NAN and Google are allowed to communicate. You've given permission. Then I selected the sheet that I wanted to work with, so I click that, and then what sheet I wanted it would be the first sheet. And you can also click here for it to take you to the actual spreadsheet, but I'm not going to add that now because I've already got it, so I just delete that. And what you're able to do is dynamically include the fields that you want to essentially gather in your data. So if this was like a follow-up or a lead capture, then you would want to put the caller's name. So if I deleted this, I'll show you how I got these JSON bodies in here, the greens. So you can easily search caller. So you can just search caller, and then you can drag that here. And so each time a caller details is logged, if the name is there, then it would put it through. The notes for the manager, I dragged it and I put it here. So again, if I just deleted that and I dragged that here, you would see it was there. It drags it in. And so now, each time you get a new call, it will automatically be included into this log. Now you can make and include any details you want. This is just an example. As you can see, it's hannah@gmail.com. That's not a real email. It's all just dummy data, but that's essentially it. I hope that's been useful. I hope you find inspiration to go and do your own, make your own, and if you do, let me know in the comments what you come up with. If you have any questions or anything that wasn't clear, feel free to just drop it into the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.